If you guys would have told me that I would end up in Draft League again, I probably wouldn't believe you. Like, if you told me in 2021 that, hey, Brendan, you're going to make a comeback to Draft League, I wouldn't believe you. I'd probably slap you in the face. But yeah, welcome on in, everybody. I am your host, DarkDevil26, and welcome to my IBL Season 11 draft analysis. We just finished up drafting the other day, and I'm really excited to show you guys my team in return to Draft League. I know a lot of you probably don't even know what Draft League is on my channel because it's been that long. But Draft League is when players pick rosters of 10 to 12 Pokemon, and they compete against each other for the crown. So, yeah, I haven't won one of those yet. The most recent big run I've went on was, it was in IBL Season 8. And, yeah, it was a really good fun run, but I haven't been that close since, so I'm looking forward to potentially flexing my muscles once again and getting that first title. And, yeah, let's see what goes on. But, yeah, IBL uploads will be on Saturdays. Hey guys, Future Brendan here. I just wanted to say that I did record the draft analysis a little bit too prematurely before some information was set in stone. So I just wanted to clarify a few things. One, the uploads will be on Fridays, not Saturdays. And this video will be going up on the 7th, as you probably can already tell. But until then, we'll see you guys with week 1 next week. But until then, enjoy the show. And IBL, this video is going up on March 1st. So March 8th, I do believe that's the correct date. It will go up on that Saturday. So all IBL uploads are going to go up Saturday at noon before my stream for that day. So yeah, you guys know I stream at 1 on Saturdays usually, so it'll go up at 12. So with that in mind, let's get into the team. I'm very excited to showcase this team to you guys, and I think I did well picking. I think I did really well. I want to give a shout out to a few individuals who helped me pick along the way, that being Sandy, Kiwi, Cameron, Thriller, and I think that's everybody in my front office. But yeah, no, I think I did pretty well with this team. It's very exciting. I think this team is stacked from top to bottom. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So with my first pick, I picked 5th in the order, I want to say. Yeah, I think I picked 5th. Yeah, I picked 5th. So I still got a really good draft spot. It's like in the middle, but at the same time, it's like not too far in the middle. You know what? The middle's by far the worst place to pick in draft, guys. But I still think I made good use of my spot. So with that in mind, let's get into my first pick. With my first pick, I wanted to use something cool. It's always how I've operated in Draft League. So I have operated in Draft League. I've always wanted to use something fun, something interesting, or something I've never used before. So I opted to go something I have used before and something I enjoyed a lot using it in DDL, which was my most recent Draft League that honestly was more of a casual league with friends. And yeah, I just got really burned out. So you guys probably didn't see most of my uploads on my old channel. And with that in mind, our first pick of the IBL Season 11 draft is Iron Valiant. So yeah, Iron Valiant, I had a lot of fun using it the first time. Very, very good mixed attacker. One of the best in the game, if not the best mixed attacker in the game. I know this thing gets an outrageous move pool from the first time I saw it, like first time I used it. It was like, I got like Aura Sphere, Moonblast, like on the special side, Thunderbolt, which was crazy. And then on the physical side, it got like crazy stuff as well. I don't Spirit Break, just to name one of them. I know it gets like close combat. This thing's move pool is absolutely incredible. So I feel like building a team around Iron Valiant is honestly the way to go. I did use Iron Valiant, like I said, in DDL Season 2. Yeah, it was Season 2. And I had a lot of fun with it. Got a lot of kills. And yeah, this thing is highlighted, like I said, by its mixed stats and its speed. 130 base attack, 120 base special attack, and 116 speed. That's absolutely crazy for a round 1 pick. And on top of that, I get fairy type, which apparently are not, like, they're very scarce. A good fairy is very scarce in this generation. And I feel like I got one of the best, if not the best fairy in the game. So that's honestly a really, really good starting point for our draft. Like, I have a really good, I love going offense with the first pick, and this was no different. So, yeah, we got Iron Valiant. Iron Valiant, again, really good type combination, really good move pool. Felt like it was an obvious pick for pick 1. I can't believe it even fell to me, to be honest. I think the first 4 picks were something along the lines. There was Urshifu that was taken. Urshifu Rapid Strike was taken. There was Dragapult, I think, was taken. Great Tusk was taken, and something else. But in the end, I cannot believe Iron Valiant fell to me at 5. That's just simply insane to me. And yeah, we're gonna rock with Iron Valiant for our first pick. For our second pick, this is another Pokemon I used before, but I haven't used it in Gen 9 yet. But I have used it before. I used it in IBL previously, and yeah, no, I think this is another really fun mixed attack, a really fun versatile mon that I can make use of, because this also has the added addition of it can use bulk to its advantage. That Pokemon, of course, being Necrozma. Necrozma I used in IBL Season 7 of IBL. Yeah, I used Season 7 of IBL. That was with Conk and shit. That was a good run. It was a disappointing run, but it was a good run nonetheless. It's a good setup sweeper. Gets moves like Dragon Dance. I know it lost Autotomize and Rock Polish, so that kind of sucks. But I have 107 attack, 101 defense, and 127 special attack to work with. So I could tell that Necrozma is mostly going to like special attacking sets, although physical attacking sets are no laughing matter, as this thing does get Dragon Dance. This thing also gets an insane move pool, like Photon Geysers, and its insane move by itself. It gets good utility moves like Thunder Wave, Stealth Rock, all that jazz. It gets Calm Mind. Yeah, no, I used it in Dawnwing's Necrozma as well, and I do know they get like very similar move pools. Yeah, but Necrozma is coming, and we got Iron Valiant Necrozma. The bonus points with this Necrozma are that I get to Terra with Necrozma, so that makes Necrozma even better. So we have 30 points to spend on our, I think it was like 160 point budget. They had 130 of those points are used for Terramons, and one of the first Terramon I got 3, spoiler alert, was Necrozma. So I'm very excited to use Terra Necrozma. That adds Terra Blast to its move pool. I can change its type at will. Prism Armor might actually be good for Necrozma if I indeed decide to change its type. Like, for example, if I turn into a fire type, I don't think that'll ever happen, but say I turn into a fire type, I get hit with water moves, they'll be reduced in attack power if it's super effective. I think it goes down to 1.3 instead of 1.5 damage, like increase. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, Necrozma, Terra Captain, very good setup sweeper, and I got an offensive core of the ages to start off. I got Iron Valiant and Necrozma. The 2 Pokemon that I drafted around in previous drafts recently, and by recently I mean like 5 years ago when I last played. Yeah, like, this is a good start. I genuinely like this team a lot. So, and I only have 2 Mons. That's the crazy part. I like this team already, and I have 2 Mons. But yeah, on to pick number 3. We have bulk. I need more bulk, because honestly, I don't want to run bulky Necrozma every week. So, and I felt like something that could take advantage of Iron Valiant's weaknesses, like say Psychic, or what else is Iron Valiant? We do Flying. We got Psychic, Flying. We got, what else is Iron? Fairy. Yeah, I got a Pokemon that resents all of those. So I just don't have the weaknesses pulled up. I'm too lazy to pull them up. I already got a script written down, people. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, third pick. I opted to go for some bulk because I don't want Necrozma to run bulky every week. So obviously it's not a good idea because Necrozma has so much offensive potential that I really wanted it to take like a backseat in terms of running bulky whenever I don't need it to. So I opted to go the mascot, the man himself, Corviknight. That's right, I took the mascot. So another reason I got Corviknight was because defog is a thing. I really need to get rid of hazards. I know hazards aren't as relevant in Gen 9 due to heavy duty boots. They haven't been relevant since like Gen 8, or not as relevant, I should say. They're still relevant, but not as relevant as they once were. But you know me, I still love my hazard removal, even though it's been 5 years. So yeah, no, I needed something bulky. Something that is like a pivot. I don't have a pivot yet. This thing gets U-turns, so that takes care of that. So yeah, we got some bulk in the building with Necrozma and Corviknight, but again, I want to mostly run Necrozma as a offensive sweeper or utility when I want to. But Corviknight, on the other hand, will take a lot of hits. Like, Corviknight Wall is a good chunk of stuff. I don't know if you guys remember from previous draft leagues I was in years ago, where I love to use Skarmory consistently. Well, this is no different. I love the Steel Flying type. Corviknight gets Defog. It's basically the replacement Skarmory. Because they took Defog from my boy Skarmory, and so that's why I opted Corviknight instead. But yeah, Corviknight has 105 defense. That's fat, and it also can take hits on the special side too. I know it's special stats. Its HP is like average at best, and its special defense is not that great. But yeah, I still like Corviknight. It's really good. Defogging, pivoting, walls a lot of the weaknesses that Necrozma and Iron Valiant have. So yeah, say Necrozma can't take out a certain Pokemon, I could just switch to Corviknight, take the hit, roost up. It's gonna be a really good combination. So yeah, I really like where we're going so far. Plus, I used Iron Valiant Corviknight core in DDL Season 2, so I'm kind of familiar with this core. Speaking of DDL Season 2, we got another member of DDL Season 2 coming up next. Now, I did want a different Pokemon. I wanted Gouging Fire, and unfortunately, Gouging Fire got sniped. So yeah, what snipe means is another coach took it before I got the opportunity to take it. So, because you only get one of every Pokemon across all 12 teams. So, we ended up going another Dragon type, and I'm very upset I didn't get to run back with Gouging Fire, because that was my DDL Season 3 mod, Gouging Fire was. And, yeah, but it's okay. We got a very good consolation prize. We got Roaring Moon. Yes, I actually had the core of Iron Valiant, Corviknight, and Roaring Moon on the same goddamn team in DDL Season 2. So they're coming back. This is my last full league, casual, taking it seriously, whatever the case may be. This was the core I used. And I very much enjoyed the core. I think it was my best run in terms of my DDL leagues, even though it still wasn't that great. But more setup. I just think it's Dragon Dance. I know I remember correctly. This thing gets U-turn, so it's more pivoting. I can run Choice Bandit set, Choice Scarf sets, Booster Energy sets. So yeah, much like Iron Valiant, this thing gets another really, really good move pool. And it has the stats to boot. It has 105 HP, 139 attack, 101 special defense, and 119 speed. That is absolutely insane. Like, I know this thing has 10 less base stat total than Salamence, but Roaring Moon gets the move pool to carry it all the way. Plus, it has a better typing than Dark Dragon. I know it's like 4 times weak to Fairy, but like Dragon Flying would have been 4 times weak to Ice anyway. So yeah, I just think that Roaring Moon can definitely back up Iron Valiant. So now I have a really, really good offensive 3. I have Iron Valiant, Necrozma, and Roaring Moon. That core is absolutely filthy, people. It's filthy. But yeah, no, I know Roaring Moon, excuse me, I think I said Salamence, but Roaring Moon gets knockoff now, which I wasn't able to run the first time, I don't think. But yeah, it gets knockoff now, which is absolutely insane. I know it gets Throat Chop, Jaw Lock. It gets a whole bunch of really cool moves. Like, the things I could do with my offensive threats, the big 3, is amazing. Because I can run like Special on Iron Valiant, Physical on the Necrozma, and I can run like Banded Scarf utility sets, or just a Dragon Dance set altogether with Roaring Moon, and people won't see it coming. There's just a lot of options with these top 3 Pokemon that I can take advantage of, and that's what I intend to do against my opponents. But yeah, we have an awesome, awesome top 4 right now, but now we're going to have to come back to earth a little bit, because I am spending way too much points in my budget. I think by this point, I spent 20 points on Valiant Necrozma and Terra Necrozma, and I spent 17 points on Roaring Moon. That's a lot for 3 mods. So I'm going to have to step back a little bit, and I decided to go a little bit down into the tier list. And what I actually decided to do is, I thought a Fire type would be really good for my team, because as you can see, my Pokemon are weak to Ice. Like, badly, really badly. I have no switches to Ice types right now. So this is why I wanted to go with my next pick, which is Arcanine. Arcanine has 3 really good abilities, that being Flash Fire, Intimidate, and Justified. So those abilities I can rotate, like, on and off between weeks. So, like, for an example, if my opponent has a strong Dark type, like a Darkrai or like something like that, I could use Justified, get the attack boost, and potentially knock Darkrai out with close combat. Or I can use Intimidate. Say if, like, for an example, someone has a really powerful physical attacker. Much like, I don't know, like, I brought this name up earlier, but Salamence. Like, I can Intimidate it, and you'd be shit out of luck in terms of its attack stat. And the beauty of Arcanine, and why I took it, honestly, was because of its well-rounded stats. I know most of its stats are like in base 90, base 100 range, but the two stats that stuck out to me the most were its 110 attack and 100 special attack. So that means, like I said, we're going along a theme here with our mixed attackers. We have 4 of them. 4 of mixed attackers to start off. I mean, I can run Arcanine bulky on top of that. The thing is, I can run a lot of Pokemon with different roles on this team, and I like that a lot. So that's why I opted to go Arcanine. I know, like, people were suggesting Torkoal to me. Shout out to Sandy. But, yeah, I know, Torkoal was, like, with Sun, I compare with Rory Moon. But honestly, I don't really like using Sun, Trick Room, building teams around that. It's just not fun to me. So, but what is fun to me is having a lot of versatile Pokemon and doing different roles for each week. And I just think that's a really good time. All right, so now on to our 6th pick. I felt like I needed a Rapid Spinner to complement Arcanine. So, after I took the Rapid Spinner, yeah, no, there was a couple Rapid Spinners that were out there, actually. Like, I was looking at, Bramblegast. I was looking at, there's a couple of them. I know Bramblegast was one of those I looked at, but I didn't go Bramblegast. I went Sarina, that's right. I needed a spinner. I needed a grass type because I wanted to complete the fire, water, grass core that I, so desperately needed. But yeah, mostly I took Sarina because hazards are a thing. And, unfortunately, I've used Sarina in the past. I've used this Pokemon in the past before, and it just wasn't fun. It wasn't fun for me, so I'm hoping Gen 9 can turn it around for me. But, yeah, Sarina's here. Sarina's here to get rid of all of them hazards. It's here to be a good grass type. Like, I know this thing gets a U-turn as well. I think Sarina gets knockoff. I know it can run, like, Power Whip sets and stuff. But overall, I think I like Sarina in terms of fit in terms of this team. I know I made a lot of people angry with this pick because, like, I sniped quite a bit of people, teehee. But, yeah, no, Sarina fits the molding of this team very well. It doesn't have multiple roles unlike my other Pokemon besides Corviknight, but, like, it does one job, and it does a good job doing it. Like, Rapid Spin's obviously very important in Draft League, because and singles as a whole, because you already know people be out here running Stealth Rock spikes, Toxic spikes, all day, every day. And, yeah, no, I'm really excited to give Sarina another chance. But I'm just saying, guys, I did not like it at all the first time I used it, so don't have high hopes. But yeah, now we go on to pick number 7. Pick number 7, this is actually a new Pokemon. I've never ever used this Pokemon before. I needed to fulfill a lot of roles. So there's a couple Pokemon I was looking at the time. I was looking at Mamoswine, I was looking at Jolteon, but I opted to go a different direction because I felt like I needed a ghost. So yes, the next Pokemon I take is in fact a ghost type. So this ghost I've never used before, and there isn't the opportunity much to take a ghost of this caliber that's like in this low of tier. And I felt like I'd have fun with this just because of its unique ability and how it can, you know, play mind games with people. And if that doesn't give away what ghost I took, then I don't know what does. That ghost being Hisuian Zoroark. So with Hisuian Zoroark, I needed a normal type as well as a ghost. I felt like I needed both because I have, looking at my team right now, like we have Iron Valiant, Necrozma, Corviknight, Roaring Moon, Arcanine, and Sarina. There's no switches to ghost type. Roaring Moon is barely a switch. It has terrible special defense. It's not taking ghost moves, which are mostly special. And, but with Zoroark, I am going to be immune to Ghost because of the normal typing. And also, I don't have really many switches to normal. Yes, Corviknight is a valid switch in, but I still would like a switch into normal types. But I needed also a special attacker because as you can see, I'm really starting to stack up on physical attackers because every Pokemon on my team can be a physical attacker at some point. I need a Mon that's mostly run special attacks. So that Zoroark is going to be good. I think it can run physical attacks, but it's mostly going to be a special attacker. So, like, I know this thing gets moves like Bitter Malice. I know it gets Shadow Ball, Hyper Voice, like, stuff like that. I think Hisuian Zoroark's move pool, I remember, I've never used this Pokemon before, but if I remember correctly, I don't think this thing's move pool is very good. But Illusion is all I need, baby. Illusion is going to dupe people, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can disguise it as, say, Necrozma, and say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fire off a Shadow Ball at this here Necrozma. That's not gonna work, and I can just set up a nasty plot or whatever and just run ham because it is base 110 speed, so I can outspeed a good chunk of the game. And fire off some really strong special attacks. I mean, its physical attack is 100. It's still not bad. But that 125 special attack is really where it's going to make its mark. It's going to make its mark and hit really hard on the special side. Because like I said, I do need Pokemon on the special side at the moment. So that how I cannot, like, force to be run Iron Valiant as a special attacker every week. Necrozma, I can run physical if needed. Stuff like that. It just alleviates some of the stress of those Pokemon so they can run different roles every week. Okay, on to pick number 8. So, as you can see, I have absolutely no water type yet. I needed a bulky water. You know, most of my drafts, I always have one on it. This bulky water, however, is new. I have not used this bulky water, this specific bulky water before. So I was thinking, why not take it, give it a shot. It's not the best bulky water in the world, but like I said, guys, I have been spending too much points. I think by this point in time, I have less than 20 points remaining on my 130, 160, 100. I don't remember how much the budget is, but you get the idea. I don't have a lot of budget left. That's the point. So I went to go for a smaller tier bulky water, that being Lantern. So Lantern kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I need an electric type and I need a water type. So obviously, I think that's a really good defensive typing because it only has 2 weaknesses. It's weak to grass and it's weak to ground. So outside of that, Lantern does a good job. So unfortunately, Lantern's only recovery is rest, and I like that's going to be a downside to using Lantern, is that it doesn't get much recovery. But outside of that, Lantern is a really good support mon. I just needed bulk in the worst possible way. Because like I said, I don't want to run bulky Necrozma every week. Bulky Corviknight's a thing, bulky Arcanines a thing. But I want to alleviate some of that pressure off them to run bulky sets. Now I have a dedicated bulky mon in Lantern that I can run on the regular. So like it can take things, and the best part is it's a water immunity. It's an electric immunity. It can run Volt Absorb, Water Absorb, stuff like that, and it could be totally fine. Like, that's 2 types right now that shit all over my team. Look at this. We got iron water types. Water types not so much, but electric types, you got the, Volt Switch is very prevalent in Draft League. Lots of Pokemon are going to run Volt Switch against me. That is until Lantern was drafted, because Volt Switch is stupid and it's a pivot move, and I need immunities like that to help me out. So like for an example, if I go against a Jolteon, for example, or a Raikou, they're fast, they could use Volt Switch, and unfortunately they just get the free switch every time. But Lantern covers that need very nicely. So I have an electric immunity, I have a water immunity now, and I can mind game which one I'm gonna run, because like which ability am I gonna run, It could be Water Absorb, it could be Volt Absorb. My opponents will never know. Alright guys, I'm gonna get straight to the point here. There's a Pokemon I love in Draft League. It's a lower tier mon. I love this Pokemon so much, and it somehow manages to weasel its way in on every build, and it somehow fits my team every single goddamn time. That Pokemon is Weezing. Weezing somehow sneaks on my builds every single goddamn Draft League I play. I don't know how this mon manages to fit every team I make, but it just does. Weezing provides us with another ground immunity, very importantly, because Corviknights are only 1 right now, so Weezing is very nice to have. I needed to poison the worst possible way, because I know my front office was saying, oh yeah, Brendan, get a grounded poison. Well, Weezing technically isn't a grounded poison, it could be. Most of the time, I'm going to run Levitate. That's just a given. That's Weezing's best ability is Levitate. But Neutralizing Gas is nothing, no laughing matter, so the Neutralizing Gas, very, very, very good ability. Gets rid of all the other abilities. So, like, for an example, if someone's going to run ham on me with, like, a Moxie Salamence, I know I keep bringing that name up. Weezing can get rid of Moxie. It can wall. It can burn. Like, it can set up hazards. Like, this thing is very physically bulky with 120 defense. So, but yeah, I don't understand this Pokemon, man. I love it so much, but it just fits my team every which way. And I really like that I took it again, because I'm comfortable using Weezing, and it's like its points are small. Like I said, I didn't have enough for Galarian Weezing because I'm spending too much points at this point in time. But yeah, Weezing, it's back. I love using it, and welcome back, Weezing. All right, so now we're wrapping up our draft. We have 2 picks left, and I have like 5 points to spend. Yeah, something like that. 4 or 5 points to spend. So I wanted an ice type. Unfortunately, I did get sniped at a Cryogonal, which was the one I wanted. But I found a really solid backup option. I think I got the consolation prize that I wanted. and that was Articuno. Articuno is a nice tank on both sides of the spectrum, on the physical side and the special side. And unfortunately, it doesn't get defog anymore, which would have been sick. But, you know, give my boy Articuno defog back. But still, Articuno, very respectable Pokemon, very bulky ice type. I know it's weak to a lot of things. Rocks absolutely destroy this thing. So unfortunately, if I'm going to have to bring it, I am going to have to bring heavy-duty boots on it, like, nonstop, and that's not good. But, anywho, it still gets a lot of really good ice-type moves. It hits kind of hard. I know it's special attacks in, like, the base 90s. You'll see on the video, but I don't see it on my script. But, still, Articuno, not a bad Pokemon whatsoever. And finally, we have our last pick. I needed a ground type in the worst possible way. Yeah, I really do. I needed a ground type. So, as you can see, I have none of them right now. But I opted to go Golem. Golem is 1 point, and it's a Terra Captain. I actually forgot to mention this, but Arcanine is my last Terra Captain. So we have Necrozma, Arcanine, and Golem as my Terra Captains. Meaning those are the Pokemon that can terrestrialize mid-battle. And yeah, after that, yeah, we got Golem. This is my electric type answer. It's really funny. I think I can make it work. Base 120 attack and 130 defense, so 1 point Mon is not too shabby. That's no laughing matter at all. Like, for an example, I could slap an assault vest on this thing, or I could slap it like a normal gem on this thing and blow up. And I have sturdy to boot, so like this thing gets really. This thing is underrated in my opinion. I think I can make Golem work, but yeah, and on top of that, I could Terra. I could Terra into a Fairy type to deal with them Raging Bolts. I could do a lot of different stunts and gymnastics with Golem. So, but yeah, that is our IBL Season 11 Vegas Golden Corviknights. So, like I said, guys, very, very happy to be back in Draft League. I'm excited to compete against all the new competitors that have entered the community. And if you guys are new here, please be sure to check out my other forms of social media, including Twitch. I stream there a lot. So, yeah, that'll be all for me for today. Looking forward to our week 1 battle, and I'll see you guys on then. Saturday at 12 is when all my IBL uploads will go up. See you guys next time. Bye-bye!